Welcome to ACE Express, the easy-to-use evidence management tool from Software Techniques. This product is designed to streamline your property and evidence tracking needs without sacrificing accuracy. The first and main screen of this program is called Investigator. Using Investigator, you can perform powerful searches based upon keywords, officers, people, case numbers, and barcode labels. ACE Express uses barcode labels for items, packages, and locations for easy data entry. You can also conduct transactions based upon the currently selected item set by clicking that button down there. There are a number of transactions. We'll get to that momentarily. You can also take in new submissions of property, clicking that button there. And you can also edit a submission by clicking on a submission and clicking the edit button. And as you can see here, it's been filled in. You can also view chain of custody reports by clicking on an item, and that button will become enabled. And you can also reprint receipts for transactions that required a receipt in the first place. Here we just click on the transaction and the reprint receipt button becomes enabled. Let's see how the system works. First, let's enter in a new submission. This form represents a digital property sheet. This form contains all the relevant information for the submission of property in an easy-to-use format. First, let's enter in the case number. The case number can be up to 10 characters. Next is the submission type. Here we can choose from a list: estate, evidence, found property, major crime, pawn, or safekeeping. Let's go ahead and choose evidence. Next is voucher. Voucher is essentially a free-form field that you can define yourself. It doesn't have to be called voucher. You can go to the caption maintenance and edit that. You can also edit the case number field to make it say something other than case number. Let's go ahead and enter in a voucher number. Next, you can enter in the date received. The date received will always default to today's date, but you can enter in whatever date you need. Next, we have to enter in some officer information. First, the submitting officer. Let's go ahead and enter him in. To enter in a submitting officer, all you need to do is enter in part of the officer's last name, and it will either select him exactly or bring you to a search window to select from a list. Let's choose Steve Smith. Most of the time, the submitting and the responsible officers will be the same, so it will default both to the same once you've selected a submitting officer. But we're going to edit the responsible officer. Once again, it just found one person, and we can edit the responsible command as well. Next to the circumstances, let's enter in some people. ACE Express will keep an exhaustive supply of people as you enter names into the database. If someone's already there, you can just type in their name and it will come up for you. I'll enter in Cedric Jones as the finder, and Garrett Davidson as the claimant. Next and finally is the item list. Let's go ahead and enter in an item. ACE Express will walk you through entering in each item very simply. First of all, let's go ahead and enter in a bicycle. Then you choose whether it's a boys or a girls, and then what kind of bike it is. Let's just say a road bike. And then the company. Let's say Malibu. And then finally you choose the color. Let's choose a blue. When it comes back, it's already selected the NCIC code, and it's already pre-populated the item description box. You, of course, can go ahead and edit that again. Next, you can enter in the quantity. In this case, it's going to be 1, but you can change that as necessary. Then the serial number. This is not required, but we do offer you the opportunity to do that. And finally, you have to enter in the location that it's going to be at. You can just type it in here, or you can select it from a list. Let's go ahead and select it from a list. Location 2. And when you're done, go ahead and click on OK. As you can see, the item appears in the list, and the details are down there. When all the information has been entered, you can go ahead and click the log button. This will make the items available for transaction so it can be moved through the systems. After it's been logged, you can also print receipts, print item barcode labels, and print package barcode labels. Let's go back to the Investigator and see what it looks like now. Once you've added in a new submission, the submission you just entered is shown in the Investigator. You can now transact upon the items that you've just entered. Here's how that would work. You'd select the submission or item and click on the Perform Transaction button. There are 10 different transactions you can perform in ACE Express: hold property, move property, transfer item out to officer, transfer item out to other, transfer items in from officer, transfer items in from other, make items releasable, release items to claimant, make items disposable, and dispose of items. Let's go ahead and try one. Let's transfer item out to officer. The item has been requested for a court appearance. Here are the list of items to choose from. In this case, there's just one, so let's go ahead and choose it. And since we're done with our list, we'll go ahead and click on Next. Next, we have to choose a transaction reason, location, and receiving officer. Well, it's for a court appearance, and the location is going to be court, so let's go ahead and choose that. And the receiving officer is going to be the same as the responsible officer as before, so let's click on Next. Here we can review the transaction, the item, and all the information we just entered, and when we're done, we can click on Finish. Because we're transferring property, we have the option of printing a receipt. For purposes of this, we're just going to say no. And the transaction is happening. You can see the transaction right here. Finally, let's take a look at the chain of custody report. This is a very crucial feature of ACE Express that shows the evidence as it goes through the system. First of all, you choose the item, and then you click on the chain of custody report. In this case, let's go ahead and preview it. The chain of custody report gives a written description of everything that's happened. In this case, you can see the submission, the case number, tells you about item number 1, which is the blue boys bike that we just entered. It says the current location is court because we just transferred it there, and the current status. And it shows this transaction that we just entered. As you transact upon this item more and more, this list will get longer and longer as we see where this item goes and who it goes with. If you would like a more in-depth look at the capabilities of our ACE Express software, view the detailed videos and download a trial version in the demo section of evidencecontrol.com. Thank you.